your YE ticket, get your YE ticket to ride.
This is your entertainment ticket. Latest and greatest movie reviews and interviews. This is your entertainment ticket. YEticket.com. Yeah.
Michael Aman, you're the writer of Feeding the Bear. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was a play I wrote based on a story a friend told me. His father was watching RuPaul's Drag Race with him. His father had
What?
Alzheimer's. Yep. And within a week, Dad started wearing dead mom's clothes. And I thought, that's so sad, and that's so funny. Can I please make a play out of that? And so I did. And I used a lot of my own father, who's a farmer, and incorporated that into the play.
Well, you know, while I was watching the play, it did remind me of life and people that I knew, and people going through those things, taking care of their parents. But in your play, the two main characters, they seem to still be kids. Can you
Yeah.
explain that?
Well, that's
and
interesting.
name the two main characters.
Yeah, they can, when you're talking to your siblings, I guess you never really are the adult version of you. You're still the expectation of what you were when you were a kid. The Chrissy and Joey characters are still best friends, but I guess they give each other permission to be their old selves. They're like the best friends each of them has ever had. And I love that you said that they're still kids. They really are, aren't they? It never occurred to me. So two adults.
Yeah, they're two adults, but they don't have kids of their own, and they don't have a lot of responsibility of their own. But the responsibility is taking care of their dad, whom they call Bear.
Yes. Yeah.
So, again, why did you write those characters like that?
Well, that's interesting, because I think then the arc, you could say, for those characters is they go from being childish to being adult when they finally accept the responsibility to take care of the father. At the end of the play, each of them has taken a big step forward in their lives. Joey risking trying to date, and Chrissy willing to help out. Not to give spoilers, but they grow.
Now, there was a scene in the play, in Feeding the Bear, where the daughter said, "I cannot remember my mom's voice." Now, that put me back, and I left the play for a few minutes. And I'm sure there's other parts in the play where other people in the audience might leave for a few seconds and think about their lives. Did you realize that you were doing that to the audience members?
I didn't. You never know that when you're writing it, right? And there's a couple lines that jump out at me, and I get, oh, wow. So when the father it's Chrissy is the character through the whole play, toward the end he says Christina. And when I heard that for the first time by the actors in rehearsal, it's like, wow, that's quite a punch in the stomach. So you never know. Hopefully plays touch people. That's my goal.
Now, your character Martina/Martin, is that based on RuPaul?
Yes. So that was the Martini character came out of just like, how could I do a one-person version of a drag show? I thought, a cooking show. So very loosely based on RuPaul.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't catch that until much later in the show, that maybe this might be RuPaul, and also the actor. He's just as tall and
oh my gosh, right? And he's terrific.
Yeah, he is very terrific.
Yeah.
You know, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a writer, but you have written other things. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've written a whole pile of things. I love writing musicals as well as plays. I was lucky enough to have my play Pause premiere down here at Island City Stage in 2014.
Tell us a little bit about that, please.
So Pause is a play about a young man with tuberculosis in 2003, young gay man, who discovers that if he was HIV positive, he could get the chemo he needs to stay alive. And so he considers becoming HIV positive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was such a heavy subject that I was terrified it would distance the audience, so it's a comedy. I had to make it funny because it would be maudlin otherwise.
Yeah, it would be. Also, you're a college professor?
I am. I have a PhD in theater and a master's in dramaturgy. I teach at the College of Westchester, New York, in Westchester County, New York.
So what's next for you?
What's next? I'm working on a very interesting play that about an experience a friend told me. My friend is transsexual and had a one-night encounter with an Iraqi refugee while he was in Salzburg. And what a combination of situations. When he told me about this, I think it's a beautiful love story. So he and I are working on that today, these days.
That sounds interesting.
Doesn't
would
it?
love to
I know.
see that,
It's quite a story. When he told me, it's like, wow, let's write a play together.
Well, thank you, Mike. I'm glad I met you, and also I'm glad I saw Feeding the Bear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great to meet
We
you.
are your entertainment ticket, that's right. YETicket.com. We are your entertainment ticket, that's right. YETicket.com. YETicket.com.
How you doing, Johnny?
I'm great.
Well, you playing Martin in Feed the Bear. Tell us about your character.
Well, yeah, I play Martin and Martini. Martini is the drag queen chef of the day. She has a talk show that's on late night public access television. And then after she cooks all of her favorite meals. She has an Asian dish that she cooks, a Mexican dish that she cooks, and a Southern dish as well.
Well, this character also, isn't this character based on RuPaul too? A little
Yeah,
bit?
the character originally was, the story is about the father who has Alzheimer's.
Right.
And he watches television, and it just so happens that the show that he's watching that influences him the most to wear the dresses and nightgowns is my cooking show, and it is based off of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Now, what did you see in this character to make you want to play this character?
Well, I actually am a drag queen in real life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, besides being in theater, I do a lot of drag. I work at a restaurant called Lips Restaurant, and it's in Fort Lauderdale. It's
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
yeah, it's a great restaurant. It's like a dinner theater where you eat dinner, you sit down, and you have a drag show while you eat. And so that interested me because that's just what I do anyway.
Uh-huh.
So it was just natural that I got selected for the role, and I'm glad I did.
Oh, wow. So have you acted before? I mean,
Yes.
I know you acted in as a drag queen, but I'm talking about acting like this with theater.
Yeah, I've been doing theater forever, and I'm 40 now. So yeah, I've been doing theater for over half my life, and this is a lot of fun for me to do.
Also in Feed the Bear, you meet the son
Yes.
in the play, and he seems to be a little bit confused. Now, also with your character as Martin, how did you feel about that part?
I thought it was interesting because a lot of people don't get to see people out of drag, and I found it interesting that Martin was able to go out and actually be open to someone and have an option to date, because a lot of people that do drag, they usually go out with a lot of drag friends, and my character Martin just goes out alone because he doesn't have a lot of friends,
Right.
because he's concerned about his family so much that he doesn't
Right.
take the time to actually enjoy life,
Mm-hmm.
as it were. And then he meets this guy, and something in this guy, Joey, just clicks, and it's fun to have that relationship kind of happen and blossom.
Well, what next? What is next for you, Johnny?
Well, back to work after this, honestly.
This is your entertainment ticket, latest and greatest.